No.
Smoking mirrors uncut. Listen, it's smoking mirrors. Raw and uncut, it's smoking mirrors. You know what's up. It's smoking mirrors. Raw and uncut, it's smoking mirrors. You know what's up. Yeah. It's smoking mirrors. Raw and uncut, it's smoking mirrors. You know what's up. It's smoking mirrors. You know you hear us. Listen, smoking mirrors be the station. Them boys uncut raw, no hesitation. Just tune in, the vibes are so amazing. It's all real talk here, that's word to Jason. Shout out to Jay Lee, them boys on a mission. Gunning for the #1 spot, pay attention. Knocking out the competition, Sonny listening. In Detroit, serving game like a piston. Shot clock, jump shot, all net with a villain. The squad set it off, goes a ride in the building. Syndicates are bad, this ain't suited for the children. And talking sheep when they speak, you see millions. Turn it up one time. If you looking for smoke, then pull it up online. It's right there. Look in the mirror, first glance, it's quite clear. That B-more got them scared like a nightmare. They blowing smoke to any city, take a flight there. They guarantee to ring bells like a bike fair. Then Debo the whole set, they don't fight fair. Cause smoking mirrors gaining buzz like a light gear. You know? Raw and uncut, smoking mirrors, you know what's up.
At South Jersey Radiology, we see what others
What
can.
is that?
Early detection provides better outcomes.
What is that?
My bad. That was me.
Early detection of what? Early detection.
I had no idea.
Was that your TV?
No, actually, it was my actual laptop,
Oh,
and it
okay,
just kicked in to something when I moved the cursor down, and it just went on its own.
Oh, okay.
All right.
My bad. I apologize.
You good?
You
No
straight.
problem, brother.
That
No
was, that
problem.
was just funny. But
Absolutely.
welcome to another episode of Smoking Mirrors Uncut. I'm one of your hosts, Jay Lee. We got your boy Detroit,
Chill.
your boy B Moore, and our special guest D Stizz.
Yes, sir.
What's going on, fellas?
Yo.
Chilling. What's up, D Stizz?
I'm doing good, bro. Yeah, I'm doing out there. Three things
Mm-hmm.
running this world.
Great.
Chilling.
Yo, shouts out to B Moore on your daughter graduating from college, bro. How you feel about that?
Amazing, man. That was just
I
an
saw
amazing thing.
I saw the video posted. You was all emotional and stuff.
Nah, everybody kept saying that, but I wasn't.
Nah.
My daughter was getting something out of my eye at that point.
Oh, that's what.
No, they're serious. It sounds crazy, but they're serious. I did get emotional at it was another video at the park when she was telling me, what I was to her. So I did get emotional to it at that point. But
Really?
I mean, yeah, it's an emotional thing. Actually, more than what I actually thought. You know what I mean? It was something that I always, like she said, I expected from her. I expect, great things from her. And that's something kind of what I told her yesterday. You know what I mean? I see the power within her. I see greatness when I look at her. You know what I mean? So I expect those things. And it was a happy moment. That's my first one right there. That's an adult now. Right. I mean, she's been an adult for a couple of years, but she's like literally out of school. She already got a job.
Oh, really?
You know what I mean? So that's one well done out the door. You know what I mean?
So she got a job in the field that she went to college for?
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yep.
That's awesome.
So
you did a good job, man.
Yeah, man.
Well, it takes multiple people, not just me.
Definitely.
Definitely. So
yeah,
shouts out to her mom too, and extended family members, everybody that's helped. Period.
You got another. Your son's headed to college too now, right?
Yeah, he's headed to college too.
Yeah.
So his graduation is coming up, so I'll be posting about that and probably getting emotional about that too.
Yeah.
So
that's a big
what I mean?
Yeah,
Definitely.
Big year.
Congratulations, brother.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, man.
So, did I know that Stizzle? Did you you got a lot going on over there?
Yeah, man. As soon as I got to do this, everybody want to call and everybody was going on. I apologize. It's a rough time right now, bro.
Yo, Stizzle. Did you catch the Jill Scott?
Hold on, man. Hold on.
Oh my God.
hey, Stizz, you know we live, right?
Yeah, man. I apologize, man. I'm trying to get this situated done. All right, I apologize.
Hey, we
I'm back.
we good.
I'm back. Yeah, I got phones cut off and everything else.
How many phones
You got
got?
multiple
Hey, how
phones?
many phones you got?
Exactly.
Now I just got my home line and my cell phone and the computer, so all that is all running all at the same time. They know I had a day off today, so now everybody's running on me.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Okay. Yeah.
Hey, man, when you're important, you know what I mean? People want to know what's going on.
Nah, I ain't important. They just trying to get something.
Somebody think you're important.
I'm about to say somebody because my phone don't ring at all.
I still got a few siblings left out here in the world, so they definitely beat my line up when it needs to be.
Right. So,
But I'm sorry, what was the question?
did you see the Mike Tyson video of him training?
Nah.
No. Y'all
No.
saw it. I know. Troy saw it. You saw it? Yeah. So
B, you saw it, B?
I posted it.
Oh, did
he
you?
did
I posted
it.
it.
Yeah.
Like,
So-
I'm back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But did you see the rebuttal by Evander Holyfield, the new one that he posted?
I didn't see what Evander put up, but I did see something about them fighting in like July or something like that. I'm just like, why?
Now, would y'all pay to see that?
Hey, Jay,
No.
Jay, do you have the video
Or which one?
of since Stizz didn't see the Mike Tyson one, you got the Mike Tyson one so he can check it out. Then we can compare. We can see who looks better. You know what I mean? Who's ready to bang out?
I don't know. I think, honestly, man, I think Evander benefited from
I lost it.
fighting. You didn't find it?
Nah, I don't feel like looking for it, but go ahead.
Nah.
I think Evander benefited from Mike being a little older
Right.
when they fought. But that's just me.
But would y'all watch that fight?
Heck yeah, I would watch it. I wouldn't miss that.
Hold on. So wait, Evander's older than Mike? I thought Mike was younger than younger than Holyfield.
Nah, what I'm saying is when he actually fought Mike was already on his downfall.
Okay, yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Definitely right.
Mike was, this is not his original trainer, out of jail after, emotional problems, stuff like that, Mike.
Yeah,
and he was still wrecking people because he's still that pit bull, you know what I mean? But
yeah,
he wasn't top Mike at
Yeah.
that. If you ask me.
no,
And I think top Mike, I think it would have been a better fight. How about that? I won't make no predictions, but I think it would have been a better fight.
yeah, I feel you on that. I definitely feel you on that. I think they used to train too when just before before the Golden Gloves at one time. I think they were trainers before, like trained together. So I believe they trained before when they were young, like older teens, like 16, 17 years old during the Golden Glove era.
Yeah.
And so I think they sparred a little bit then. Of course, Mike went on, became the world champion. Evander went off to fight for the United States in the boxing, and then eventually became a professional. But I would like to saw that fight when Mike was in his prime and Evander was kind of in his prime to see what that fight would have ended up being.
Yeah. But then you had that at that time. I don't know. There's so much that in line with that, you know what I mean? Because you had people playing with Mike's career at that time,
Yeah. Oh, true.
The super promoter, you know what I mean? Needless to say his name. But and then you had the epic battles between Evander and Riddick Bowe.
Yeah.
And that was epic. Riddick was my man from Browns, you know what I mean?
Yeah. True.
Riddick was giving it to people, man. That's why to this day, I mean, I don't really respect what's the English boy? My mind just went blank.
Lewis.
Lennox Lewis.
I don't really respect him, man, because he ran from all them boys during their prime. He didn't fight them until later. Granted, he still got the win later, but that was after he had the great trainer and Emmanuel Stewart. You know what I mean? So that changed. You see what Emmanuel Stewart do. You see what he did with the Klitschko brothers.
Yeah, he cleans them up real quick.
Yeah, bro. Like, so I really don't respect Lennox Lewis as a true competitor. You know what I mean? When them boys was battling back then, like, you had so many heavyweights that was getting it in.
Yeah.
So,
Yep, you're right.
this is my opinion.
You see what my boy Kente Smith said. He said Mike was in a different mental state back then. But Evander Holyfield will win if they fight better boxer. Just his opinion.
I see what you're saying, but Mike was such a brawler. He'll get you in that mind state. Look, I got to brawl this thing out. He definitely. I do believe that Evander was a better boxer, but Mike was a harder brawler, more punished of a puncher. I think if Mike gets inside, which he usually does in that time period, he's gonna cause some destruction. And I don't think Evander was built for that destruction. That's just me. But a better boxer, yeah, I could see better boxer. I could see that.
Yeah, Mike was a slugger.
Mike is a slugger, but what's funny about Mike is I tried to this came up recently. I was thinking about it because I was like, when you look at Mike he's a boxer, right? He's a boxer when you see him training, when you see him working out, he knows the technical moves, he studies the game, so you know it. But something happens when he get in the ring. When he get in the ring, it's like primal instinct. It's like all the New York comes out of him, and he's trying to smash. And it's funny because you see mixes, I think, sometimes of his boxing and sometimes of him just winging it. So overall, definitely, I think Evander is a better boxer.
Yeah.
And I definitely think Evander can take some hits, bro. I done seen that boy take some bruising. I'm talking about when I tell you about the battles that Evander did, it was crazy.
Oh no, I've seen him. I've seen him fight. I've seen it.
Yeah, but my only thing with that is, Riddick Bowe got the best of Evander. Do you really think that Riddick Bowe is a better opponent than Mike? I would just say no on that, me personally. But that could be a size thing too, because Mike is shorter. You know what I mean? And that presents different problems sometimes. So
yep. Stizz, how you feel, Stizz?
Well, I've seen some old footage of Tyson's training, and which I didn't get to see as his career was moving up so deeply in the late 80s to the 90s, and his technique was phenomenal, and his speed to be as big as he was, and his pinpoint shots, and it was phenomenal to see him train. It wasn't like you said, you didn't see that same Mike Tyson in the ring. I don't know because cats kept running from him or it just whatever the twitch was, but he was not. But you look at his training when they filmed his training, I was like, I didn't know Mike even had moves like that. I mean, the dips and everything was like crisp
on point,
everything.
Footwork and everything, man.
Yeah. So what he see in the ring is not what he does when he's at home. So back then, but Evander Holyfield, I didn't know much of him until he actually became professional, and he did his thing. Right. And even as he got older, he kept his physique. I don't know if his energy was, but like they said, Riddick Bowe, there was some bang out sessions, man. Riddick Bowe, he might not have no technique, but that man could drop a nail with his hands, man. That dude was powerful. So and I think them hits, man. I remember that one interview they had after that. I think their second match, and he was Evander Holyfield was just sitting there looking bad, man. Telling me, I think it's time for me to retire.
I mean, Riddick was a monster heavyweight too. Those monster heavyweights just started coming into boxing. You know what I mean? You take those guys that's probably supposed to be a defensive end in football or a big tight end in football. Now you're putting those big guys in the boxing ring. They made a big transition in heavyweight. You know what I mean? From those heavyweights that are probably like 200, 195-ish. Now you got a guy that's about 6'4", 230, 240.
Yeah.
And throwing hammers at you. You know what I'm saying? So
except for James Toney now.
Except for James Toney.
But
James started at like 171.
Yeah.
He moved up. Eventually he moved up.
The boy Yo, I loved it. Yo, you could tell his smart. Yo, James Toney will whip that hand out there, bro. He's a rap. I'm telling you, he was quick too.
Yeah.
Love me some James Toney, man.
Yep.
Kente Smith, they say Evander or Tyson didn't have the length those guys did, so he respects them. Yeah, they were short dudes.
They were the smaller heavyweights.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that, like I said, that's when those Klitschko's guys came in. That's when Lennox Lewis came in. Those big, tall, giant heavyweights. They started ruling the land, and
it
made it difficult for those little smaller heavyweights. So I got much respect for it. Like, Evander took some punishment, but Evander delivered some too.
Yes, he did.
Let's not get it twisted. He delivered some punishment too.
Yes, he did.
So,
I mean, you got a lot of guys, man. You got heavyweights before that because the 70s was really popping with heavyweights too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
I can't really speak to a golden era, but yeah, you're right. It did change from when you talking about like Muhammad Ali era to, to maybe 70s, 80s. You know what I'm saying? That definitely changed.
Yep.
And that weight and that size, like you said.
Yep.
I mean, so.
Yep. Absolutely.
But yeah, that whole man. Don't we miss some heavyweight boxing though now?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, man, it's the missing. You know what I was watching today? I was watching on Fox Sports. They had pro boxing, like the stuff that happened the past couple of years, whatever. But they had Sean Porter against Garcia. I watched that. It was a good fight. And then they had Pacquiao versus your boy Adrian Broner.
Oh boy,
fake ass Floyd. Yo, Pacquiao was chipping his ass up, bro. Chipping his ass up. He's sweary Floyd, man. Sweary Floyd. But after watching that shit, I'm laughing my ass off. Like, look at this clown, man. But it's good. It's good fights in the lower weights now rather than the heavyweights. But yeah, we missed that time when the big guys were out there brawling and fighting. They made for good fights. Good matchup, so
we do miss that. Even though that middleweight man is popping now. Yeah, well, it was popping.
Well, it was,
It still is. You still got people in there that's doing their thing, but yeah, losing Floyd definitely put a dent, I say.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah. I was a big Floyd fan, so.
Are you?
Yeah, man.
So what you thinking then?
As far as what?
Like when you say you was a Floyd fan, what you when we talk about missing him and it being a big dent, what you think about that?
I just miss the artistry of how he was. Like he was a true boxer to me, and I miss that. But I just miss sports period right now. We ain't seeing nothing.
Right.
Well, no, it's kind of coming back.
Yeah, well, what they got the UFC fights. They did have
the UFC. They just had soccer yesterday, so live.
Soccer.
I'm just saying, at least they had something, right? So it's slowly coming back. So,
right.
Of course, we want to see the majors come back for real.
Yeah,
like the good ones, the good majors that we like.
Right.
Yep. I'm missing baseball, as you can see. You know what I mean?
I don't even know what that is. What is that?
Yeah, that's the Orioles, baby.
Oh,
that's more Oreos, baby.
SpaghettiOs?
SpaghettiOs. Strong news.
Oh man. Yeah. He said Corona captivity, Kente Smith. Yeah, that's how we are.
Man.
But you gotta make the best of it though, right?
Yep. Gotta make the best of it.
Yeah. So the only the fights we watching is those versus battles. You know, did y'all see the Jillscott erykahbadu battle?
Yep.
Nah.
You didn't? Oh,
yeah, I saw that.
I don't got much time anymore, man. My life done switched like a light switch, man. I don't got that time to even sit down and watch it too much at all. As you've seen, my late interlude into the group today. I mean, I am running day and night, so I don't get the time just to sit back and enjoy a video.
Yeah, I mean, so how is it running a full-time brothel? Like, how does that work?
Yeah, how does that work? Let us know.
Yeah. I plead the fifth since this is live.
1, 2, 3, 4, fifth.
Oh man. Yeah, but it was actually good. I commend it just because it was so much love that they showed each other, and
Yeah.
yeah, it wasn't. It was fun. It was fun watching
Yeah.
them. It wasn't no kind of animosity or nothing like that between them. You could show that they had a lot of love for each other.
Yep. Yeah, it was definitely dope. It was definitely dope, man. I had a fabulous time watching it. I think I was texting y'all in the group
Yeah.
like yo, this. I watched a couple of them and I was entertained, but this one right here was this was the dopest I've ever seen. Two people interacting with each other
Yeah.
that are on such a level. You know what I mean? It was so dope. Two beautiful, powerful black women. I was freaking mesmerized after the first song. You know what I mean? I was mesmerized for the rest of the time. It was dope,
Yeah.
man. Straight dope.
And it's nice to reminisce too. It's nice to
Oh, yeah.
reminisce on
Oh,
songs
yeah.
and stuff
Yeah,
that
yeah. Yeah.
used to really like to listen to.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then when they played the song, you're like, oh, like, damn, I forgot about that shit right there. Like, damn. Sheesh.
No, I listen to them every now and then
Yeah.
because it's only pretty much only I listen to neo soul.
Yeah.
I mean, so I like that. That's my thing right there. Some Aham, some India Ari,
Yep.
you know what I mean, some Erica, some Jilly. That's my lane right there. I like that.
Yeah, it's dope, man. That was definitely my lane too, especially in college. Like later on in college, that was definitely my lane. Walking around with their hair joint like Music Soul Child. You know what I'm saying? I was already dreaded up, so I
You
had the head
dreads?
wrap.
You had
Yeah,
dreads?
yeah.
What?
So I had the head wrap going on. I used to walk to the clubs in Philly. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? All deals sold up. You know what I'm saying?
Don't get popped because you reminiscing too much now.
Yeah. Don't do that. Don't do that.
That's a true statement. That's a
Yeah.
true statement.
But
But yeah, it was good. I thought it was dope, man.
Yeah.
I
Now,
thought it was so dope.
what I'm mad I missed was the Nelly ludacris battle. But you did see that, right, Troy?
Yeah, I watched a little bit of it last night. I didn't even know it was actually on. I was in the kitchen chefing up some burritos, you know what I mean, for the youngins, and it popped up on my phone on YouTube. Somebody was streaming it. I was like, "What the hell is this?" Clicked on it. I was like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah.
So I started watching it, and it was all right. It wasn't bad, you know what I mean. I normally don't listen to those two guys. If I were, I probably prefer Luda than anybody.
All day long.
No,
And
it's close.
Yo,
Yeah.
and Luda was playing his joint. She's like you forgot he has some smashes,
Yo,
yo.
Luda can rap, bro.
And he got bars.
Yeah.
Bro, bars, bro.
Bars.
Rap, bro.
Luda has some bars, man. So I was entertained, man. I was entertained. Nelly had that Teddy Riley going on though. He had that.
Yeah.
Had them issues.
Yo, you would think that yourself together, yo, before.
I think it's Instagram though. I think it's Instagram.
Well, it then later Swiss Beats and Timba went live on the Instagram. So I watched that and they said they sent out a package to everybody. Like, this is what you need to follow so everything will go smoothly on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a backup with Zoom. So if anything fails, you can always use Zoom to communicate. He's like, yo, and Swiss was like, yo, you could tell when somebody goes through the package and actually do it, and the ones that don't.
Right.
And it was like prime example last night. And he was like, Luda used his. He's like, that's all I'm gonna say. Luda used his.
Oh shoot!
So he was throwing some shade out there.
Right. Well, I guess if it's presented by them, right, and he's trying to put out that product, and you attaching his name to it like everybody else did, then I could see him saying that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yo, we putting out this product. We trying to, like, I don't have to even pull you two in to be like, yo, it's a battle versus thing, whatever. And put y'all two out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And to do that, and then have you not go through the steps to do what you need to do to make it look presentable so that it can continue for other people, I can see him throwing a little
Yeah.
jab.
Yeah. So let me ask a question real quick. Let me get back to you, B More. I know before me and Jay brought up the verses and stuff, you were kind of like, man, I ain't listening to that bullshit. Like, man, that's crazy. I ain't watching that shit. Right? So what made you actually go, you know what I mean, actually watch one of the verses? Like because of the girls?
I think it's how much I'm in tune with those two, I guess, and their music is probably why I watched that one. And I love the mutual respect between the two because they're both great. I loved hearing the story of between how one gave another a chance and how they both just, you know what I mean, show love. Honestly, I was going to turn that one off too, honestly, at one point. But I stayed on.
Wait. During the battle, you was about to turn it off?
I was about to turn it off, man, because
what during that battle?
Yeah, man, because I mean, it's dope songs, but my idea is still the same, right? When I'm listening to these songs, it's at a worse quality when I can listen to on my own. You know what I mean? So at that point, all I'm doing is re-listening songs that I already heard that if I want to listen to again, I can listen to at a better quality off of Instagram and, go through it all myself. The only difference is I'm watching it with them. You know what I mean? And I get to hear the stories. So that's really what kept me on. Like I got to hear the stories and the mutual respect between them, stuff that I didn't hear or didn't know about. Whereas though maybe some of the other artists or the verses, it's like, it's not enough there for me to be invested in to even watch it that long or hear your stories. You know what I mean? Yep. Maybe if we had, some more epic rap people that did, battles, then I'd be on.
So who would you want to see battle if you had to pick?
Man, you see, you about to go in the bag, man. If like PE
go in your bag then. Go in your bag.
If like PE got on there with like Eric B or some Big Daddy Kane or some I'm talking about like, Wu-Tang versus I'm trying to think of another group. I can't even put another group in that category. But you get what I'm saying? Like EPMD, if I started hearing them talk about stories and some of their old songs, man, I'd be in. I'm on there. I'm there. Even some maybe even rather newer rappers. Like I said, if it was T.I. versus Luda, I'd probably watch that.
Yeah.
So So what if LL wanted to battle somebody?
I'm not really a LL fan. I've never really been an LL fan.
Who would you battle him with, Troy?
LL for me, man, it's got to be somebody on his level.
Yeah,
because he reached so many. Like he'll battle rap you, then he'll write a song about some chicks. You know what I'm saying? So he'll do a joint with J-Lo.
Yeah.
So it has to be somebody similar to what.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? So
yeah.
But Swiss Beats and Timber, they were talking. They said they had some matchups. Snoop and Buster.
That would be good. Just because they both got so many songs.
Yeah. Yeah, Snoop and Buster. Then it said they actually was talking about LL versus.
Fair, though.
They're actually talking about LL versus Ice Cube.
You know what? Because they said Snoop wrote Dre's first album, The Chronic. Like he wrote a lot.
Yeah, he helped it out. Yeah, he helped write it.
So that one album plus, that would be kind of ignorant.
Yeah,
that'd be kind of.
What for? What would you say? Say it again.
Now they saying Snoop helped write a lot of the songs off of Dre's first album, The Chronic.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah,
that alone, he had some bangers. So
yeah.
So
people in the comments section, they were shooting out different people. They were saying 112 versus Jagged Edge. They had Diddy versus JD. So they've been throwing stuff out there. So
Quincy Jones.
Quincy Jones.
Can anybody match up with Quincy? I mean, Barry Gordy.
That's the only person.
That's the only person.
Yeah.
Quincy Jones.
That's the only one.
Yeah.
That's the only one.
Yeah. I can't see nobody else.
Yeah. That's the only one. Yep.
Nah. Other than that,
yeah.
It's too long.
Because they're on a different level, man.
Level, bro.
Yeah. They're a whole industry by themselves. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta match them up somewhat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, to make it interesting.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, Quincy's phenomenal.
Definitely.
Yeah, he found a lot of people, man. He put a lot of people. He put a whole. I mean, yeah, man.
Yeah, right. It's not the way to it, right?
It's levels, man. It's
Yeah.
levels.
Yep.
It's levels. But I would like
So
to
you-
see the. I would like to see the 112 Jagged Edge joint though.
I think that's fair.
I would
And I
like to see
think
that.
that'd be something.
112
Right there.
would crush Jagged Edge though.
Huh?
They would crush Jagged Edge.
You
You
think so?
think
112?
Jagged Edge?
I don't think so.
Nah, bro.
I think that's pretty close.
That's close, but Jag is gonna pull through the last 20 meters.
Really?
Absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
think it's close. I'll say that. They both got bangers around the same time frame.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Troy, you was talking earlier. You had mentioned the guy Damon John,
Yeah.
and you said he had put a quote out. What was the quote?
Yeah. Yeah. I was on Instagram, and I follow him on Instagram because he's pretty he's still out there giving out good advice to people that want to start a business, people who are inventing stuff and want to start things out. So I follow him and get some good stuff from him. But he mentioned something on his Instagram. He said, you become what you think about the most. That was the post that he brought out. And I wanted to see what you guys thought about that statement. Stizz, what do you think about that? You become what you think about the most. Damon John said that. Fubu guy and all that good stuff. You know.
I don't know if I can actually agree with that, to be honest. For a personal experience, I can't say for everybody else, but I ain't a porn star, so it can't be that. Totally can't be too much truth to it.
Hold up.
And I think about that a lot.
Do you think about actually being a porn star, or do you just think about sex a lot?
Both.
Okay. So go ahead.
But don't get me wrong. It does have some truth to it. I just say, like, it's always that, 0.01% is always maybe not total to make that full 100%. But it makes sense that, that's what you think about a lot. That's what you do. But I know a lot of times we think about things we would like to do, but because of life situations, a lot of us, we might think about it, but we're not allowed to place ourselves in that situation to complete it. Like, say if wanted to be football player, basketball player, physically I didn't have the height, or and when I was in college I had my son early, so that changed my perspective. So that don't mean that I don't stop thinking about it. I think about it, but it doesn't become what I am. Sex is just something that's always been there with me and on my conscience, and that's something also. I ain't doing that type of stuff either.
Right.
So, it makes sense if you're thinking in that manner. I can see how people can, take that in as that's a true notion. But for me, as a personal, on a personal note, I have to disagree.
You see, Gordon Tolson has said he meant thinking with actions that comply. That's how he took that.
Be more. I'm interested in
He
here.
was about to go. I thought he was about to go.
Who, Lee?
I thought he was about to go.
I might as well.
Yeah, go ahead, Lee.
You become what you think about the most. I think that it can apply, like he was saying, it applies to, I don't know. I think it's more complex than that. But I think that your thinking can set what you think about can help you become what you want to be. So if you think about being successful constantly and you drive to be that, you can drive to be successful. Look at Michael Jordan. Y'all, I just started watching that documentary.
Good doc.
It's serious, and his mindset is why he became one of the greatest.
Yep. I'm glad you brought that example because when I saw that quote, that's the first thing I thought about was Michael Jordan. The Michael Jordans, the Kobe's, the Wayne Gretzky's, because sports, and I watch a lot of sports. I like to watch dominant athletes. When dominant athletes think about being dominant, they don't think about anyone else. They don't care about anybody's feelings. They don't care. They just want to win and be dominant.
Mm-hmm.
So if that's all they're thinking about, eventually they're going to reach that plateau. If they're all they're thinking about.
Right.
And if you want to come along with me, hey, grab the coattails because this ride may be rough, but we're going to be successful together. Because this is what I'm thinking about.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm glad you brought that up, Jay.
Yeah. So in that aspect, yeah, I think if you think it, it can happen.
Yeah.
You know, and that's who you can become. So in that aspect, now as far as Stizz with the porn star, yeah, that's I mean, it can happen still.
It can still happen.
That's what I was going to say. It could happen. Why wouldn't it?
You put a couple videos
That-
on Pornhub.
Yeah,
Pornhub take videos.
put a couple amateurs on that joint. You might be all right, yo. Man, they might come calling.
Hey, it's not, believe me, it's not because I wouldn't want to. Not there's no shame to the game. I would not mind doing so. My issue is the fact is that got kids, man. They ain't trying to go through like yo. I seen pops up there doing some mean pipe and plum work on this chick this last night. Yo, your pops is serious. Or yo, you know your dad be doing porn, man. Yo, here's a clip right here. Internet is just too strong.
Once the kids get older, you gotta be honest with them. Then, if you know it's out there, be like, hey, man. Hey, the reason why you got that Corvette because you know what I mean. I had to go do my thing real quick.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
You know.
So be more. How you feel about that statement?
I believe his steps missing, and I think that's basically what Still was saying. But I do agree with the idea of that, and it's something that your boy Detroit he said before. Well, I'm talking about Detroit's boy. Dang, what's his name? Who he hate, Jay Lee?
Oh no!
Steve Harvey said it.
Don't bring that name up. Don't you do it?
Hey, yo,
Don't you do it?
Take me off screen real quick. Take me off screen.
No, but I'm pretty sure it didn't start with him either. You know what I mean? Basically, you have a thought process, right? And your thought process, if something is constantly in your mind, if you constantly thinking about it, like, you know, I want to lose weight, you know, and it's constantly on my mind that I want to lose weight. Something else has to happen after that. So if I'm reading that or putting that in my mind 5-10 times a day, then naturally you will start working towards that goal. So that's why people say that. So it's not simply just thinking about it. But eventually, because you keep putting it in your mind, it's in your mind, it's consuming your mind. Eventually, your actions will start headed that way, and when your actions start heading that way, you start heading towards that goal. So I think that there's steps missing in that, but in all actuality, I think that it's a truth to that.
The concept.
The concept.
The concept is real.
Is real.
Yeah.
No, and the only time you don't reach that is if you stop yourself or if you're not physically, because obviously everybody knows that you have to physically start working towards those goals. You can't just say it and it pops into thin air. So that's not what it's saying. But I think, like I said, what it's mostly saying is if it's in your mind constantly, you're going to eventually start making actions towards it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. It all starts with the concept, the thought process.
Yep.
And then the thought process turns into action.
Yep.
Just like, you know, I think that's, like you said, some missing parts, but I think that's what he was trying to hit to.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
and it's always good to hear come from someone that has been successful in business. So,
Right.
just to see where he was coming from.
They had that roadmap.
Yeah. Yep.
They not just like, yo, this was handed to me, but all you have to do is this.
Yeah.
So I went through these steps and I'm telling you. And I think that's why you find, and you know, not to harp back on weight, I think that's why you find a lot of people that has like struggled with weight, lost weight, they become trainers. It becomes everything because they know what it took to get there and they feel like they can help other people to get there too.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
So what you trying to say? You gonna be a trainer because you losing weight, homeboy? Looking good over there.
No trainer.
You gonna be a trainer now?
Nah, I ain't doing that. That ain't my lane at all.
You should, man. At least a motivated speaker. You know what I mean?
I mean, I try to talk to people that help other people that lost weight, that struggle with it. I try to, I don't know how much they listen, but yeah, I'll definitely do that, and I'll definitely, anybody that like, how you do it, I'll tell them, but,
So you are a recipient of what Damon John was talking about.
yes, and I think that's why I brought it up because, it was something that I just needed to do. You know what I mean? I needed to lose weight. I know I'll probably talked to y'all personally before, but, in my family, most of the stuff I think comes from your mom's side. On my mom's side, my grandfather, he had multiple strokes. My mom is going, she's fine, but, just having problems with blood sugar and stuff like that. And it's like, I eat worse than both of them. And if I continue, I'm going to be dead at the age of 50.
Yeah.
So I just, it was time to make a change. And I wanted to make a change, so looking at those goals, that's one of my goals. I have goals that are just written out, like 5 or 6 goals. And once I complete some of them, I just get rid of them. And one goal that I have, I don't read it every day. I should. I don't read it every day, but it's on my mind a lot. But one of my goals was to lose that weight. So
that's good, man. Let us know how much you lost, though, man.
Shoot.
So far,
as of today, I think I'm down like 64.
That's my guy.
64 pounds.
That's my guy.
I started at 280. I think I weighed in at 216 today.
It's my dude right there, trying to get to 195. Let's go.
So question. Did you just change your eating habits? That's all you did?
I definitely changed my eating habits. It still isn't the greatest. I still got work to do. And what I'm doing now probably won't stay forever, but one part of it will. You know what I mean? So like, I pretty much fast. I fast like the days I work. You know what I mean? And that's not for everybody. That's the first thing I say. Like, that's something that works for me. For other people that can't do that, they might just have to cut how much meat they eat or how much vegetables they intake, how much fruit, you know what I mean? Like stuff. That's one thing I'll definitely say, because I done tried a lot of things throughout the years and a lot of it didn't work for me, but this one is, so.
All right.
Proud of you, boy. Proud of you.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Nah, man.
Yes, sir. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Wow.
Trying to get down for my birthday, trying to get there 210. So
210?
Let's go, man.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm hoping I get there.
You'll get there, man.
So did y'all see the issue that was going on with 50 Cent and his son? That he did an interview. He was going on with issues with his son, and they had asked him a couple questions. And one of the questions was, "Can you stop loving your child?" And Detroit, do you know what his answer to that was?
He said, "Yeah."
He said, "Yeah."
Yeah, his answer was like, "Yes."
Yeah.
And the reason why he gave it was, he was like, how long can you love something when that thing doesn't love you back? So it was kind of like a 2-part question. So
yeah.
So
I actually dug his explanation. I only saw that bit. I didn't see the whole interview, but I actually dug his. Even though I don't agree, I dug his explanation. And I could see where he was coming from with it.
So you feel like you definitely can stop loving your child?
No, I couldn't. That's why I don't agree.
Yeah,
I don't agree with that.
Yeah.
I could never do that. That's just me. But I understood his mindset on that, and I also have to understand that I'm not where he's at. You know what I mean? Money changes a lot, so I can't. But you know what I mean? I doubted I would ever get to that point, but sometimes you don't know a situation until you're in that situation. So until I have like 80 million or whatever he got, you know what I mean? And stuff, stuff happened the way it happened in his life. I can't really speak on, his situation, but.
How you feel about that, Stizzle? You feel as though?
Yeah, I disagree.
Okay.
I disagree wholeheartedly. I love my children beyond. So I love them when they was growing in the womb. Even when I was going through issues with maybe their mothers, but I love my children regardless. Now what I will do is do that sacrificial love. And that means is if he needs his space from me, I'll give him what he needs. And if he having everything around me, it's like, it's negative. He's like, I don't want to be with your dad, or you're this, that, dad. You're none of this. You're not doing that. Now, what I would do is after becoming at that adult age, I'll give him his space. So I'll sacrifice my love for him as far as giving him his space that he needs. Because obviously, right now, I'm impeding it. I'm not making him feel good like he makes me feel good. So I will pull back as far as that and say, okay, I love you, son. I'm here when you're ready. But I still love him, even though he's not. Even if he accepts that pass and say, okay, with that, I really want nothing to do with you. Okay, son, I love you enough to let you do what you got to do, but let you know also I'm here when you come back.
True.
But that doesn't stop me from loving him. I'm gonna love him till I die, not until he died.
Okay. I know what Troy gonna say, but what you feel
Yeah,
about
you
that,
already
Troy?
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are. This is infinite. You know what I'm saying? This is.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah, I don't care what's been done. I don't care what your mother said. I don't. It doesn't even
Yeah.
matter.
Yeah.
I ain't going nowhere.
right.
Now, and like B More said, stuff does change when people get money, and that dude has a plethora of cash.
Yeah.
And based on what we know from the media, or whatever,
Yeah.
and sometimes from 50 of what's going on with the mother,
Yeah.
the son, what I mean, it gets tricky.
Yeah.
So we don't know what the mother was saying to Marquise and
And that's the thing.
the whole dynamic.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Because we all know that mothers, or anybody, not just mothers, dads can as well, um, put out in the air negative vibes towards the other half. You know what I mean? To the other part that made that child. So
yeah, yep. And like you said, I understand. I actually understood why 50 would think that way. Through his explanation,
mm-hmm.
I was like, I see your. I see why you might feel that way.
Yep.
I see why you might feel that way.
But I ain't there.
But hate me, brother.
Nah.
Hate me.
You still love my loins.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? That don't go nowhere.
Yep.
I'm getting a little bit lag. I think it's because of my son playing Xbox right now. But,
Oh man, he's getting in it.
yeah,
Call of Duty, let's go.
yeah. But I wanted to approach this comment if y'all could even see me talking right now. Y'all can hear me though, right?
Yeah, I thought that.
Yep.
Yeah. So he has said, do we believe that you control your destiny or you are born with a set path? He says, i.e. LeBron James, Jay-Z, Barack Obama, they all have different starts but met success.
Interesting.
Hello, Miss Styles.
What you think, still?
That's a very good question, to be honest. I can sway either back and forth, but not trying to be that person. I just try to give a straight answer, and I think that as human beings, we do have a lot of strength and a lot of more than what a lot of us even know we have, and we can will things to come into existence. I do believe that. I do believe that we can change our environment, our situation, our mind state, and even though we're into the whole physical realm and internal realm, we can do that. I do believe. But yes, the same aspect, I do also believe that certain people do have certain paths. Um, and sometimes what we can will to be is not the correct path for us to do. Just like B More when he did his exercise situation, his way of diet and the way he loses weight. Like he said, not many people can take that path, but yet he curved his path. He carved his own pathway to his success. So that's an example where you can break through a path, even though his pathway, like you said, is hereditary wise, is with his mother's side of the family, some health concerns. Um, but at the same aspect, you have those who's born in a certain group. Like I grew up in projects, and I would say I remember us going to school. It was about maybe all of us at the bus stop. It was maybe about 50 of us. By high school, it was 10 of us. By the time I got out of high school, it was 2 of us that graduated that came from that same sect. Um, so I'm not saying that I'm not saying that we can't will our way to do it. We can will our way to our own destiny, but in the same aspect, I do think there's certain people that need to take certain paths, and when you find that right path for you to take, that's the divinity. That's when that divinity kicks in. That's that right path to be on.
Mhm.
That's best way I can explain it for me.
Gotcha. How do you feel about that, B more?
Oh man, that's a mixed bag.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Jay, throw that question back up real quick.
Okay.
All right. So I think
Uh,
that's a mixed bag right there.
Mm.
It's a lot to really delve into when you go into that. Um, it's really a religious thing, you know,
Yeah.
and a lot of people like to believe that um, you have a set thing that you're supposed to do, and everything is already mapped out because they believe that because of God, like that's where you are, that's where you're gonna go, no matter what you do or don't do, that's where you're gonna be, right? And other people believe that you have to take control of that. And I couldn't even tell you where I stand. I definitely think like my kids are my kids for a reason. The people that are around me are around me for a reason. Do I necessarily believe that that was fated? I don't know really. You know what I mean? Because I definitely think that you have to work at things yourself, like Stizz was saying. You have to work at things yourself, and maybe you can put that into your own power. You know, we always like to think that we have power over our bodies, over our life, over our circumstances. But I don't know. That's a good question, man. I honestly couldn't even answer that.
All right. Okay. Sorry, can you answer it?
I'll try. That thing is loaded, man.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that thing is loaded.
We got to bring Gordon on here so he
Yeah,
can
true.
dig deeper.
I'm definitely going to agree with some of the things B more said and Stizz. It is a religious thing. Like you said, some people believe God fated you in this path. God kind of fated you in this destiny, so He put you in this path. And some people feel like, this be more said, some people feel like if you work hard enough, your path, you're making your own path. You're your own captain of your ship. And I think we talked about this a couple weeks ago. You're your captain to your own life. Yeah, some people are not born in he's laughing. Some people are born in unfortunate circumstances,
Right.
especially people of color. Sometimes this is not meant for us to succeed, but we have to fight through certain things. Like Pac would say, the roads that grew from concrete.
Right.
So it's going to be rough. But you want to try to succeed through the roughness. I personally believe that you are the captain to your own ship, so you control your own destiny. Certain things come in your life, and yeah, you might have to redirect and go a certain way to make your life better. But I solely believe that you are the captain to your own ship, so you control your own destiny. Now he brought up examples: Barack, Jay-Z, Beyonce. Let's not forget, Beyonce was kind of pushed that way, right, through her parents. So,
but that was her destiny. It was her.
Well,
It was her destiny to have those parents,
possibly,
and it was their destiny.
But she, I don't think she was the sole captain of that ship early. Later on, yes, of course, because she's an older woman now. Right. Now she can control it.
Right.
You know, her dad they're divorced. He's gone. So whatever, whatever it may be. The Jay-Z thing.
Needed being Destiny's Child.
You said what?
It was her destiny being Destiny's Child.
Yeah, that's my point. That's my point. And then you got Jay-Z. You know how his story, how Jay-Z's story was. We already know that story. And Barack's story, we kind of know that story. So I think people make certain decisions to control their own life. So that's just me personally. I don't know. It's a loaded question though.
Honestly, I think that personally, I think everybody has a set path. I think that you can veer off that path that's set for you. But I think that, and I think that's how some people get messed up because they mess up their path when they should have just stayed the course. It's just different situations that can happen to you that change your mindset. But I do think that I'm a strong believer everything happens for a reason, and I think some things make us worse, some things make us better. It just depends on how you take it. But I think that a path is all set for everybody.
I think they kind of intertwine together. To be honest with you. Like now that I think about it, they're almost the same thing.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Because I'm like, I definitely think that some things that will be will be. You know what I mean? Like, period. Like, all right, like I said before, my kids being in my life, the people that's around me in my life, they're close to me for a reason. This person gives me that person gives me this. But at the same time, like, I think maybe little things like, yo, what color socks I put on today? Like, that is that faded? If it's faded, what color socks I wear today? So I think that might be why we also a little different on it. Because Lee, you said you believe that we have a set path, but then in your explanation of that set path, you said we have that path.
Yeah, you started turning a little bit.
No. I think that we can alter our path. I think that the path is set for us.
But that's what I'm saying. That
we as being human beings, we can mess up our own path that's set for us.
But that's two opposing things. You see what I'm saying? One is saying it's a set path. It's a set path. It's set.
Right. It don't mean it's going to happen.
So you have to worry about it.
No, it don't mean it's going to happen. You have that path set, but it don't mean it's going to happen. You can mess that path up. That's my mindset of thinking about it.
No, I get what you're saying, but that's two different things. So what he asking is basically, is that already set? When he's saying set, he's saying set.
No matter what
you can do to get out of that, it's set.
Right. No matter what, it's set.
And that's what I'm saying. So I think that's why we're all kind of giving the same answers, because it probably is a bit of both. Right. It's just a fine line between what's what and what isn't. You know what I mean? Like,
right. So, I got you. Now,
good question, Gordon. Good question, brother.
That was.
Nicole said she believes your steps are ordered. You do have to work hard to get to where you're supposed to be. However, you are at the point in your life where you should be. How y'all feel about that?
That's basically what.
Yeah, we're all saying the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, especially people from like church, they that's kind of that thing right there.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah.
So
now I know we had brought up the Michael Jordan documentary earlier, and hold on real quick. Gordon said, "Great response, fellas. He think it goes back to your mental game. I think you can will yourself out of a situation like a jailbreak." Oh yeah, definitely, 100%.
Yep,
100%.
Thanks, Gordon. Appreciate it, brother.
Yeah, definitely. Yo, that was a deep question, man. That
man.
put us on our toes.
Yep, appreciate it, brother.
Gordon always deep. He always deep.
Keep everybody thinking.
I was talking about the Michael Jordan thing, and now have y'all mindset changed about him after watching some of that documentary?
I didn't watch it yet.
You didn't watch it?
Ooh.
Okay.
They're doing the last 2 episodes tonight, though.
Did you watch it, Stizzle? Did you watch it yet?
I don't have no desire to watch it, to be honest.
Okay. Now I felt the same way until I started actually watching it, and then me personally, I think my mindset changed about him in a lot of ways to see where he came from and what he did to get to that level. And so Troy, how did you feel about when he didn't endorse the black delegate from North Carolina?
Yes.
Now, when they asked him about it, this was the first black delegate to come out of North Carolina.
Yeah.
He was going up against a racist person that was blatantly racist. It was proven. And when they asked Michael about it, he said that Republicans buy sneakers too.
Yeah. That
was his response.
Yeah.
how did you feel about that? Like when after everything was explained and then Mike explained his mindset on it.
Uh, I mean, I understand why he possibly said it at that time. A little bit,
Mm,
um, but I was a little disappointed.
mm,
I was a little disappointed because at that time he was still young, still coming up in basketball, still almost becoming the face of NBA basketball. At that time, we need those type of athletes to step out of their comfort zone to help us out,
mm.
help us out a little bit, especially down
Help
south.
everybody out. You
Yeah,
got that platform.
yeah, help us out a little bit, especially down south. We need you down south, and for him to say that, I mean, I already knew that. I already knew that before,
Hmm.
but to actually see it again and watch him explain it, I'm still like, fuck, Mike, like, damn, bro,
Yeah.
Now,
like,
now, now, we were just talking about set paths in life,
yeah,
and Mike said his path was just to be a sports
just to be
star.
just to be a sports star.
He said his path was not to be a Muhammad Ali.
Yep,
And
yep,
I can respect that. I've learned
yep.
to respect that there's a difference in where people stand and where people don't stand. I can't expect everybody to have that same goal that I would have for certain things. You just can't do that. And I don't even bind my mind with stuff like that. I think that's where a lot of people get caught up because they expect everybody to have that same fight, that same fortitude to put up, you know, when in all actuality, you don't know what you would do in that situation.
Yeah.
Very true.
You,
Very true.
you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So I take it with a grain of salt. He did what he did, and just understand he's not me. You
Hmm.
know, I would have liked him to do something different, but that's not what he did. You
Right.
know, so
Right.
um, and as far as lines like that, when you're talking about things that was something that I really thought about with the recent thing with Kaepernick. I'm like, yo, if every black person in the NFL just was like, yo, I'm not playing, they would get stuff fixed the next day.
Yeah, they wouldn't have a league.
They wouldn't have a league. You see
Yeah.
what
They
I'm
wouldn't
saying?
have a league.
Like stuff like that, it would get squashed. But um, anyway, that was just
Yeah.
a thought.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, and it made. I'm glad you brought up Kaepernick because I mean Kaepernick pretty much lost everything to make a stand, and I know for a fact if Mike had been very vocal on things, he would have lost a lot of things as well. He would have.
yeah,
He would have lost fans and stuff like that, and it's like you got to pick your battles. His battles that wasn't his fight.
yeah,
Nobody wants fight. And on
yeah,
top of that, when you think about it, maybe even if say, let's everybody has a moment sometimes where they lapse in judgment. Like, you know, I definitely have them. You know what I mean? So maybe that wasn't his finest moment, but maybe that was meant to be not his finest moment. So now that he's a billionaire or whatever he is, you know what I mean, he can help even more
yeah,
now.
Right.
yeah,
You know what I mean? On a completely different wavelength. Because even when you talk about Dave Chappelle wasn't really worried about no social issues or anything like that. But now he's way more into it.
Right.
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
That's true.
yep,
When he
And
first
now he's
started, yeah.
probably at a better place where he could help even more. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? So
yeah. Definitely right about that. And I believe Mike built I believe a hospital for low income families
Okay.
down in North Carolina. I believe so. Don't quote me on that, but I
Hmm.
know he built something down there. I saw a special on it months ago.
okay.
So he's changed. He's changed a lot from that guy being young, brash as hell. He's
Yeah.
changed a lot. So I
Yeah.
mean, you got to respect, at least respect that. He's no Charles Barkley. He's no Charles Barkley.
Well, let me ask you, Lee, did you not like Jordan before? Reason why you didn't want to watch it?
No, I love Jordan growing up,
Okay.
but over the years you heard little things about him,
Ah,
and it kind of like oh man,
I
you
got
know, I thought he was better than that, but
Yeah,
it's nice to actually see, you know, the background behind people. That's our problem. We judge people so quickly,
we do.
and we don't know
yeah,
anything about them.
And that's why I don't. And that's why I don't judge people. I try to look at it like the whole picture as best I can. You know, that's why I give my answers even when we talked about 50. Like, yo, I'd like to say I would never be there, but guess what? I ain't in his position. I ain't in his shoes.
Yeah.
I don't really know. And sometimes, like, all right, I was joking, you know, coronavirus, all this stuff, right? So I know some people that's claustrophobic. And I always be like, yo, like, how's that a thing? Well, how you claustrophobic? Like, I don't get that at all, man. It's just crazy. It's crazy to me.
Right.
Yo, after wearing that mask for a couple of hours, bro, I'm like, all right, I get it.
Yeah, enough.
I get it. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, I feel bad for people that got halitosis. You know, like
Oh man,
smelling their own mouth.
Yo, they gotta walk around smelling that all day, bro. Now people know he gonna know what people think about him.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is what we doing?
Oh, this is why you always offer me gum, huh?
Yeah, it's serious. It's serious.
Mouth just stinking, your whole mouth.
Gordon has said, like you said earlier, Detroit, there are levels to this. There are a lot of people that aren't here through tragedy or loss their career because of their feelings. Cap and some other players from all the leagues lost it all. And that's true.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yep.
Absolutely right.
Yep. I forgot the basketball player.
The basketball player, you got the track stars that held the fist up, you know.
Yeah.
You got a lot of people that took a stand and lost it all, and everybody is built for that.
Yep.
But you can't get mad at them for the ones that don't. I'll put it like that.
No, I would say you shouldn't.
You shouldn't.
You can all you want, but you know, until you in that situation, like I even thought about that. You know, you mentioned the guys that put their hands up during the Olympics. Forgive me for not remembering their names right offhand. But can you imagine what they were thinking at that time to do something like that for the world to see, not just America? Can you imagine what they thought the ramifications would be at that time?
Yeah. They had to know.
They already knew what the ramifications were going to be.
No, I'm just saying, can you imagine like
going through that in your mind?
Because they really don't know. They might think they know, but they still really didn't know what was going to transpire after that. You know what I'm saying? And everything's like, yo, we're going to do this anyway. Like, I just think about stuff like that sometimes.
And did you see what happened to the guy that was in third place? That gave them the gloves?
Yeah.
Yup.
He suffered worse than anybody.
He suffered worse than them. Yup. I read the story about him.
Yeah.
Was he from like Australia?
Yeah, something like that. But it was some other country.
It was something.
Yeah, and he died broken poor.
Yes. Crazy.
Poor. He was outcast from his country.
Yes.
You know, for helping two black guys. You know, it's crazy. It's crazy how. Yeah.
So Stizz, you said you have no inkling or no desire to watch that doc.
Nah.
Why is that?
Well, since y'all said his quote, I have no problem with his quote. I respect his decision. That makes sense. But as far as his reply, why? That kind of sums it all up. Why I have nothing. I have only respect I have for Mr. Jordan is the fact that he was a great athlete and he's a good businessman. But as a personal human being, I really don't have much to say about him. He got his own path he got to work with, and he does his thing. I do mine, but we just don't coincide in thoughts and beliefs. I mean, it's just he already made his money, so there's no point of watching his autobiography of him patting himself on the back. I mean, do what you got to do, Mr. Jordan. I respect your hustle, your humble beginnings, as they all say, and whatever. But hey, do you? But you don't need me. You have enough fans. Well, one person's not going to hurt you or your wallet.
I'll put it like this: it was more than about him.
Yeah, the doc is not about him. The doc is about the whole. It covers everything.
Every player, all the coaches, like what everybody went through. It's like everybody. So
he's not interested.
Of course. He's just not. Well, Mike is the lead. He's the lead actor, of course.
Yeah.
But the supporting actors are just as good too.
Yeah, because you didn't realize how good a lot of those guys really were.
Yeah. I did.
Everybody praised Mike so much, which he was. He was a superstar, phenomenal athlete.
Yeah.
But even Mike said he he wouldn't have had some of those rings if it wasn't for
Of course.
Rodman
Yeah.
and Pippen. He would
Of
not have
course.
had those things if
Yeah.
it wasn't for them. So he admitted that himself. So
Yep.
Good old Luke Longley.
Yeah.
Yeah, all that.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought they did a very good job at it. Like I said, I think they're finished editing the last 2 episodes tonight, so it's a 10-part episode.
Right.
I mean, if you want to
Yeah,
watch it, watch it. If not, so be it.
That's what I was waiting for for it to end, and I'll just watch it through.
On
Yep.
demand.
we got time.
It's on demand. Yeah.
I do want to give a shout out to like all those people that do step up and do things. I'm like, work done, man.
Warwick Dunn is a monster, bro.
Bro.
Monster.
Yeah.
He's a monster human being, boy. He's phenomenal.
And that's just one person, man. It's countless of them that actually give back and really do a lot of good, a lot. So
I'll tell you what, though, there's a lot of NFL dudes this week doing bad. I'll tell you that, though.
Oh,
these
shit.
dudes, they need to get back to work, bro.
Yo.
These dudes is wilding, bro.
Yeah.
Please tell me that story was fake. Was that
Somebody
fake?
put up like the most people arrested in this division has the most people arrested so far.
All NFL dudes, like, yo, these dudes gotta get to work for real, man.
Naturally, people that play football are aggressive people. You know what I mean? So you could just imagine them being bottled up for so long. They probably are lifting weights and exercising, but it probably ain't to the same degree.
Bro, it ain't enough. They need to hit something.
They ain't getting out that aggression, man.
They need to hit something, yo. And sex ain't enough. They need to like hit something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
These dudes is wilding, man.
Yo, you already know. You already.
Hey, hurry up, get these dudes back to work, please.
Yeah.
Anyway.
They messing up their money and they hurting me.
Yeah, man. You take
What's going on, bro? Yo.
Oh, but we're gonna leave some last words to you, B More, on your final thoughts.
Yeah.
We reached our hour
all right,
mark.
this is really on the spot. All right.
Yeah, now you know how we feel.
You're not ready. Not ready.
All right. I guess the words for today are set your goals, keep them on your mind, and work towards them. You know what I mean? Because the only thing stopping you towards those goals is you. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of obstacles out there, but I guarantee you show me an obstacle, I can show you somebody that went through that obstacle. So that's it. Short and sweet.
I'm with you, homie. Good job, baby.
Right.
I'm with you.
It's been real
Good word.
Hey, if you guys are watching, like the page, please. Share it.
Yeah.
Like it again and share it.
Yeah.
Follow. We need those likes and follows.
Definitely.
If you like it,
it. And for the ones that comment and give us questions, we appreciate you all. Definitely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Hey, follow us now.
Yeah.
Now follow us.
Hit that button.
Yeah.
Hit that button.
All right, y'all.
All right.
One love.
Easy.
All right.